Dr.Cabbie is an inspiring story of a doctor who drives a taxi. The story touched my heart, and I'm sure it's going to touch yours too.
This is Mr. Cardinal Official. I am here behind the scenes of Dr.Cabbie with Mr. Vinay, who's probably the only person outside of my family doctor to squirt something and check me out.
Hey baby, keep me close to you.
Dr.Cabbie is a coming-of-age story. It's a story about friendship, love, family.
It's a very heartfelt film.
It's a story that anyone can relate to, the struggle of fulfilling your dreams.
The fundamental theme of the film is that each one of us has their own path, and that we should never let anything or anyone divert us from this true path.
Ethiopia, MD. We are moving to the land of opportunity.
I was charmed by the story. I think it's a unique story.
You know, you have a doctor who's a cabbie who's trying to get by, who opens up pretty much a medical center in the back of his car.
Dr.Cabbie's patient.
It's so real to life because a lot of cab drivers are these doctors and teachers and scientists that have had to leave for whatever reason, and they can't get jobs even though they're so highly educated and qualified.
Even though there are moments of physical comedy, they're balanced out with emotion right after. I would like to call this film a social comedy.
It just has a lot of important issues that everyone in North America is dealing with right now.
I love movies that seem highly entertaining but have something very strong to say also. And I think that's one of the things that I loved about Dr.Cabbie.
My challenge was to try and find the right balance between comedy and emotion, because I think that comedies are always more successful when the characters are endearing.
You know you had a romantic side.
That's right.
Deepak is a guy who takes control of his own destiny in a way. And his desire to heal people is so much that he decides to take control, and he says, okay, I'm a cabbie, but I can still heal people here.
It's amazing to see someone able to take on these different roles, and Vinay had totally become Deepak.
If I wasn't a doctor, I'd run him over with my cab.
I love that idea.
Okay.
Well, you just punched me. No! Yes.
Natalie has a bit of a chip on her shoulder. She's been burned many times.
As soon as I saw Adrianne, I saw that there was something quirky in her. There's something, she was easily cynical, and I said, I'm going to use that.
I don't think she would say that's mean.
No, but she would say, yeah.
She's kind of alone in the world and she's a little bitter. And it's a great contrast to Deepak's character, who looks at the world with big eyes and a full heart, and he wants to fix everything, and she kind of wants to push everything away.
We worked at making Deepak the one who brings those walls down and allows us to see the vulnerability in this tall, strong woman.
This character that I'm playing, Tony, completely different from what I play on television. I play a nerd on television who can't talk to women without alcohol, and Tony's a cab driver who's catcalling women from his window.
Through Tony, Deepak loosens up and starts to realize that life is not always about having that doctor title and being proper, and really about being in the moment.
I specialize in little pussycats.
And I specialize in cracking nuts.
I don't know him.
I play the character of Simhon. She's a dancer in Toronto who is Tony's girlfriend in the film. There's a sweetness to him that she really finds attractive, and she feels safe with them.
I don't care what he looks like. That's the beauty of Tony. He doesn't care what look at what I'm wearing. He doesn't care what's sexy about him, why women want to bed him.
I think some of our scenes are really some of the most special scenes in the film because they're really funny, and I think a lot of friends will be able to relate to it, and we hope to deliver a lot of laughs.
Free diarrhea with every plate of butter chicken, boss. And that owner is so horny, man.
Welcome to the Korma Sutra.
As characters, I feel like they're sort of on the same page of ridiculousness.
Ronnie is trying to embrace her
the Indianness. And I think
You're
in the
embracing
opposite, I'm embracing the Western
whiteness.
culture. And so we sort of meet in the middle. And
They come together. Like he wants to be more Western, I want to embrace his culture, so that we kind of like match, and it works.
Is this place even legal?
Yes. And I pay all my employees minimum wage, huh?
She's a typical Indian mama, very loving but very protective and very connected and wants to be a part of everything in his life. It's a very endearing relationship that they share, and there are a couple of very lovely scenes.
People's in love.
Working with Adrianne's been very interesting. She's been such a generous, open co-star. She's very warm. And instantly there was just that connect and that chemistry, and we were finishing our lines for each other, and there was a lot of improv.
Oh, that was so bad.
Wow.
So nuts.
We are definitely friends, and I think that a big part of that comes from shooting on location. I got here about 2 weeks before we started shooting, and the Virmanis took me in as a family member, and these people will be in my lives forever.
They're so little. Like ants.
Like ants.
Tony is very liberating for me to play because he doesn't have much of a filter, and then getting that back at you when he meets Simhon, it's been wonderful. Isabel, she's become a very good friend.
He's so supportive, really fun to be with. Good kisser. Yeah. It's been amazing to work with him, to dance with him, everything.
Working with Kunal, it was just as if I've met a long-lost brother. And we just hit it off instantly, and we've been having so much fun.
Just from the day I met him, we're just like little schoolboys, like we're 12 years old around each other and we're having a lot of fun.
How do you tell the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer?
The taste.
all of us really gelled together right away, and we're constantly laughing. We're actually getting shushed a lot because we're having so much fun, like that we're laughing and we have to get to work. And I think it helps. In a romantic comedy, you want people to sort of like to be around each other.
I just love being here and being with these people. I think that we all really, really enjoy each other's company, and it's not forced and it's not work. And when you work in an environment like this, you do your best work because you're not afraid of taking risks, because you're not afraid that an actor's going to let you fall flat on your face. We all have each other's back when the camera's rolling and when it's not rolling. So it's great.
The atmosphere on set is like nothing else. I think it trickles down from Jean-François.
His energy is infectious. Like, he cares so much and he's so passionate and so excited and genuine.
Like, he told me one day, he was like, I feel like I have to have this energy because I don't want to let the crew down. And I just found that to be such an amazing thing for a director to say.
He's truly a performance director. He really gives his actors that space and that freedom to emote, for us to express ourselves.
And sometimes you should look at the thing. You'll see how
yeah, and then compare it to that, yeah.
As an actor, you dream about doing rain scenes, and it was boring and it was confusing. And Jean-François, who I love working with, he made it very real for me. He said, I don't know. I'm going to put the camera on a dolly, and I don't know how to fix this maze. So whatever you want to do, just go for it and try and get this car there. And that was so liberating.
He just says these little things to you, and it makes such a big difference.
If you don't feel it, you feel natural,
yeah,
so don't do it. Go for it if it does. Don't go for it if it doesn't feel natural.
Anytime you have a film which is about Indians and South Asians, it's just expected that music will be there as well, because song and dance is really in everything that we do. It's a big part of our culture.
I love the music in this film. And the fact that it's original is even more wonderful because the music feels like it was written for us. It was written for us, but it also feels like we connect to it in that way.
When the audience comes in, they're going to be dancing out of their seats, and each song sequence is visually so spectacular, and each one is so different than the next.
I didn't know when we first got onto the project that it was going to be such a big dance number, and I was a little nervous at first, but it was so much fun. And it was also one of the first days of work that I had. And what a way to start. The energy was so high. Dancing with Kunal was amazing.
Dancing is just one of those things in life in general. When you do it, you are worried about how you look. Everyone is predominantly a self-conscious dancer. So I just had to tell myself, you can't judge yourself in this moment, because Tony wouldn't judge himself in this moment. And I just let my booty shake.
Audiences can expect a film that is a really good time.
I just haven't seen a really heartfelt family movie in a really long time, and I think that this has it.
It's a family film, it's a date movie, it's a movie that a group of friends can go and watch. It's also a movie that will particularly appeal to young audiences, people in their teens and 20s, and I think even for those at the young at heart that are still trying to find their path.
It's been a really fun experience, and I hope people love the movie.